Meeting, and I'm going to call to order this meeting on Tuesday, March 17th at about 6:05 p.m. And with that, we will do a pledge to the flag.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And now we have the administration of the oath of office, so I will call up our lovely mayor, Glenn Sylvester, and I believe vice mayor, if I got that correct.
Yes, please. You need to sign anything? Okay. First of all, I'd like to say I'm very honored to be here today to swear in Christina Luna, who's had how many years on the recreation? Eight? Only 8? It seemed longer. 8 years on the Recreation Commission, and we are honored today that she has accepted to come to the library as a board of trustee. I will say that she is an avid reader.
Woo.
She loves the library, and she is also an aspiring author. So we look forward to see her accomplishments as she serves as a board of trustees. I'd like to say thank you so much to the mayor, Glenn Sylvester. Also, it's great to see Councilmember Jesselyn Manalo here as well. And so at this time, may I ask Miss Christina to come up? Do we have a? Okay, you want to come closer so they could hear?
Yes.
Okay, so you repeat after me? Okay. First of all, thank you. I'm going to come this way, so I'm not standing by myself. Raise your right hand, please. I, Christina Luna,
I, Christina Luna,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend the Constitution
that I will support and defend the Constitution
of the United States of America
of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith
that I will bear true faith
and allegiance
and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
and that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I am about to enter.
Yes. Okay, I think that's it, right? You're in. Pardon? Yes. Congratulations. Mayor? Jocelyn? Come up. Shall we take a photo before she goes up? Yes. What a great idea. Okay, may I? Yeah. Yes. Come, please. Come here. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Do you want your husband in it?
I think that's a good idea.
I think he should come. Oh, wait, let's pass your camera. Miss Denise, or, yes, family. Are you also family?
Yeah.
You need to come up here. Come on.
So much for taking them. Now we have.
Oh. We're so excited for you. Yes, so excited. Yeah. Okay. Are we done?
I think it's uneven.
Let's do this, yes.
Okay, you ready?
Yes.
Official photographer. 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
Second.
Oops. Oh,
Carpets.
a little too close. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Perfect.
One, are we good? One more for Chella?
One more for the website.
One more here too, because I don't know if you were looking at me when.
Yes.
All right.
Congratulations. So we have another seat, and guess what? You're ready to go up. Oh, you're it, kiddo. She just sit down back there. I see you have, you're already set. Congratulations.
Bravo.
And this evening, I have the pleasure for a reappointment back to the Library Board of Trustees, Miss Angela Powell. And you've done this before.
Yes, I've done this
So
before.
raise your right hand. But now it's Angela Powell.
Yeah, that's different.
So I state your name,
I, Angela Powell,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support and defend
that I will support and defend
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California
and the Constitution of the State of California
against all enemies,
against all enemies,
foreign and domestic,
foreign and domestic,
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
that I will bear true faith and allegiance
to the Constitution of the United States
to the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of California,
and the Constitution of the State of California,
that I take this obligation freely
that I take this obligation freely
without any mental reservation
without any mental reservation
or purpose of evasion,
or purpose of evasion,
and that I will well and faithfully
that I will well and faithfully
discharge the duties
discharge the duties
upon which I am about to enter.
upon which I'm about to enter.
Congratulations.
Do you have anybody you want to stand up here with you?
No.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Thank
Oh, one more. Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Welcome back. Yes, I kept it warm for you. Thank you.
Good. Okay. Good evening, Madam Chair and the commissioners and newly appointed commissioners. To address your first statement earlier, there's a little bit more crowded in here today. You bet it is, but there's a reason for it. And we have two brand-new commissioners. And I want to start off by speaking about Commissioner Angela Powell. In 2017, she served on this commission, and by 2019, she was awarded Citizen of the Year by Supervisor David Canepa. And from what I've known of Angela, that she doesn't just come to the meetings, but she really participates, and she's the one who will find you resources. And that's what I missed about Angela, and that's what I remember. Welcome back, Ms. Angela Powell. Christina's a little special to me in the sense that back in 2017, due to Councilmember Manalo, who recommended that we appoint Christina Luna to the Recreations and Parks Division. And what's that? That's over 8 years. And Christina has really taken an active effort to be a part. And when Vice Mayor Perano spoke to me and told me that she was an avid reader and was working on a book at this time, and she desired to be here on the Library Commission, I says, okay, why not? So I'd like to thank Christina Luna for her service, 8 years on the Parks and Recs Commission. She served very well. And as the vice mayor was administering the oath, and I sat and I just looked at her, it was like a child, a child of mine, and I hate to see a child go. But at the same time, I know good things are going to come about as a result. So, congratulations, Christina. Thank you for your continued service to the city of Daly City. Thank you, Madam Chair, Dr. Lex. Thank you all.
I'll make it real quick. I just want to say I'm very excited for Chela because when you have a full Board of Trustees, you're able to accomplish more. And I will say, Christina, serving with you on the Recreation Commission when you were brand new, I remember when you came on. And I'm just very excited for the entire, for Dr. Bill and for Rachel and for Angela. And I think that all of you together, and Diodore? Yes, all of you together are going to accomplish great things. I look forward to seeing invitations for events so that we will also be there to support. So thank you very much. Thank you for everything you do. Thank you.
Wow, this is really wonderful to see two women that grew up in the city of Daly City and to give back. I think you all have given so many years already as commissioners, but the willingness to continue and give more is really commendable. First, Angela, I think the mayor alluded to it when you first were on the Library Board of Trustee. You helped connect resources to the Board of Trustees and really link the private-public partnerships. And I know even when you were no longer part of the Board of Trustees, you still continued that effort. So thank you for always doing that, the backpack giveaways, the drives, and being able to connect the philanthropic arm of business to the Library Board of Trustees. And then to Christina, it just seems so fitting with your new trajectory on the book forthcoming, that you sit on the Library Board of Trustees. Thank you for your service on the recreation, and that I see so many good things ahead. With the avid reader, there's also an avid writer. And so amazing. Thank you, President Goodman and Vice President Lex, for your continued service. It looks like you all will have a wonderful time ahead, and we look forward to all the wonderful things with the also leadership of Chela and all your wonderful staff. So huge congratulations and happy St. Patrick's Day. I noticed the 4-leaf clovers on there, which is a testament also to the creativity and technology our library has. So thank you so much.
Shayla, can we get a roll call, please?
Can
Oh, one moment.
I just wanted to briefly address the the mayor, the vice mayor, and the councilwoman. First of all, thank you for your support, your interest in the libraries, as evidenced by your attendance at the DCPLA luncheon, and you're making this board complete. There's nothing worse than a board that ekes by on 3 members, and when one has a real problem and can't make it, then the board can't do its work. So thank you for making us whole, and we'll look forward to your continued support. And our meeting on Friday in a week. Thank you.
Anyone else? Can I get a roll call, Shayla?
Absolutely. Trustee Luna
Here.
and Trustee Powell. Vice President Lex
Here.
and President Goodman.
Here.
Trustee Trunco let me know that he would not be able to make it today.
Okay, first up, we have the report from the DCPLA with Victoria.
Thank you so much for having me here today. First of all, I want to say welcome and thank you to Trustees Luna and Powell. It's, of course, obviously, I believe how important our libraries are to our community, and it's not always easy to find people who are willing to serve on commissions, but it's important work and we need people. So thank you for stepping up. Appreciate it. So I have quite a few things to talk about tonight. I'll try to keep it kind of short. But so we had our St. Patrick's Day luncheon last Thursday, and we had a great attendance. All of City Council showed up. Thank you to you and the other two who aren't here today for being there. It's, really means a lot to show that our City Council supports our libraries and DCPLA, which also supports our libraries. I have heard a few comments from people that we had particularly good speakers this year, so I'm really happy about that. Sadly, I was somewhere else, I don't know, in the kitchen or the bathroom or something, and I missed Hector Camacho and his yoga pose. I saw pictures later, and I was like, what? When did that happen? But that's really cool. I heard there, everyone was very engaging, so that was very cool. Thank you to President Goodman and Vice President Lex for attending. And a special thank you to Vice President Lex for speaking out about the library funding measure and how much it can benefit our community. So we're looking forward to partnering with City Council on that to serve our community. I believe that our residents of Daly City really do love our libraries. And when they see how much they have to gain by supporting the libraries, I think that, it won't be hard to convince them because really just a few cents out of people's pockets can make such a huge difference in our community. And to give them the opportunity to provide so much to so many people, I think is just really a wonderful thing. So I'm grateful to the Library Commission for partnering with DCPLA on this. So our Fund the Need items this year were summer learning scholarships, Library of Things, and a mural for the community room, the newly remodeled community room, when it's done someday, and Serramonte Center. We're really excited that DCPLA was able to fund that at no cost to the city. Like that's really exciting because usually if there's, art in a public space like that, the city has to find a budget, but we're just handing you a gift. So, it's really exciting to have a mural in one of our libraries that doesn't cost the city a penny. It's really, really cool. Our community wants it and is covering that, so can't wait to see it go up. The muralist who is working on it, she's still in her draft, but she is a resident of Daly City, and her draft really shows how, she knows the city and what makes it beautiful. I almost got a little teary when I first saw the draft because I was like, you get it, Daly City has a lot of beauty, and I think she really captured that. So next, I want to make sure everybody's aware that Daly City is having our second annual library night with the Giants. The first time it was a day, but this time it's a nighttime event. It's Tuesday, May 5th at 6:45 at Oracle Park against the San Diego Padres. And use a special link that you can find, the library sharing it. Oh, I think we brought a graphic. And it's on DCPLA's website and social media in the library. So if you use that link, don't just buy tickets. You got to buy them through that link. And they're discounted $15 tickets, and $5 from each ticket goes to DCPLA. So it's kind of the world's easiest fundraiser, to be honest, because all we have to do is advertise it. And then last year, I don't remember how much we made, but it was a few $100s. So considering the effort, and it's really fun because we have our own section, and we get to cheer on our team, and our libraries will have our little name up on the marquee and stuff. So sales end April 5th though. So please be sure to buy your tickets before then, because after that it's too late. Next, Daly City Youth Poet Laureate. The scores are in. We're missing 2 judges, but most of the scores are in. And I want to say thank you to our judges, Adonis Marcelino from Adonis Eats and the Daly City Recreation Commission. He also has agreed to MC for us. I figure he's very charming and involved in the community, so I think it'll be, a fun change to have, instead of like me or the president MC, we'll have somebody who's like a fun guy. And so in addition to him, we've got Ray Marenko Quintana. He's a spoken word poet from Redwood City who's now based in Oakland. Jackie Rigoni, who is the Poet Laureate Emeritus of Belmont and the Chief of Staff for San Mateo County Supervisor Noelia Corso. Stephanie Garma Balon, who's a co-founder and executive director of the Kapwa Cultural Center. Tony Press, who is a Brisbane-based poet and a former Jefferson High School English teacher. Rachel Goodman, who you may have met before, Daly City Public Library Board of Trustees president. And then we have a kind of a team of Sonia Singhal and Kaylee Chu. Sonia is the Community Relations Specialist for Republic Services and a DCPLA Director. And Kaylee Chu, who is the 2025-26 Daly City Youth Poet Laureate. We had Kaylee just judge the poetry, and Sonia just judged the civic engagement because Kaylee didn't feel that she could be unbiased because these are her peers, and she's like, I'm going to recognize some of these people, from their community involvement. So that's one way to get around that. I think the only one who may not be super familiar with the program is Trustee Luna. The students are judged equally on their civic engagement and their poetry. So it's not enough to be a great poet. It's not enough to be a community activist. You have to be both. And we had 6 applicants, which is, pretty impressive. It's a kind of a niche thing, and I think we actually even have more poets who would be qualified, but a lot of times they're just shy. But it's a $2,500 honorarium, and even more valuable than that, it looks great on college resumes or applications. Our last one is at Yale. Another one is at Stanford. Another one was at UCSD, and then the other 2 are still in high school. But I'm pretty sure they're going to go great places. I would like to invite you all, and I hope you'll be at the 2026-27 Daly City Youth Poet Laureate Commencement event here in City Hall on Wednesday, April 29th at 6 p.m. We'll have performances by all of the Daly City Youth Poet Laureates finalists, as well as Kaylee Chu and Chloe Chow. Chloe is the 2023-24 Daly City Youth Poet Laureate, the 2024-25 California Youth Poet Laureate, and currently is a finalist for the title of National Youth Poet Laureate, having won regionals to represent the West at the National Youth Poet Laureate commencement event in Omaha on April 25th. DCPLA President Clayton Koo and I will be there to cheer her on, and the event will be live streamed. Urban Word is the parent company that created the program and the rubric and everything. And we do it in partnership with the library. We have to have a civic partner, and of course the library was happy to do that. So as soon as I find out from Urban Word, they said by the end of this week they will have information on the live streaming. I'm hoping the city and or the library and we and everybody else can live stream it. But, honestly, even if Chloe doesn't become, the #1 spot, her accomplishments are just absolutely amazing. And the program, we had a meeting with all of the finalists and parents and hosts and stuff, and they said, you're already all winners. The fact that you're won regionals, we're calling you all National Youth Poet Laureate ambassadors. And they're actually having them go to Omaha a little early. They're going to work collaboratively on a poem to perform at the event. And they're also doing workshops with local high school students in Omaha. And we get to do it in their brand new, amazing library that they spent like $68 million on. It looks fantastic. So I'm going to have library envy. But anyway, so I really hope to see you all there. I think it's going to be a great event. And that's all I've got for you. Anyone have questions, comments? No? Great.
I gave you my comment on the luncheon, St. Patrick's Day luncheon before the meeting, but just for the record, I thought it was an outstanding event, great participation. It felt like a homecoming ceremony because we got to see so many people that we only see once a year at that luncheon. So thank you very much for the continued sponsorship of that. And I hope that the financial results far exceed the great time that we had.
Yeah, and I don't totally have like concrete numbers yet, but the next person who comes to report next month, I'll make sure that they're able to share that with you. But I feel very confident that we won't have any problem, funding all of the fund the need items, as well as a little extra money that we can use for operating expenses, because that's always really hard to find money for. So thank you, Dr. Lex, and thank you everyone for having me.
Tori, before you leave, I just want to say thanks for everything, also including me as a judge for the Youth Poet Laureate. I didn't know what I was getting into, but It was actually a lot of fun. I won't say I did it at work, except it was good use of work time. I needed to change it up some, but the luncheon was amazing. Food was great. People were great. Met a lot of really interesting people on the Colma side. Which was always cool since I lived there. But it was great. It was a fabulous event. So thanks for everything you do.
Yeah, you're very welcome. It's honestly a pleasure. It's so fun. All the stuff that we do together is just so awesome. And obviously, I truly believe in how important libraries are. So it's a joy. Thank you.
Thank you.
I know. Sorry, usually flush.
So now we will go to the approval of the agenda. If I can get a motion for approval.
I move that the agenda be approved as presented.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And the motion passes. And next up, we have the approval of the minutes from the prior meeting of February 17, 2026. If I can get a motion to approve. Motion to approve. And if I can get a second.
I second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And that motion is passed as well. And now we actually have a public. So maybe we have a public comment, unless somebody submits something online.
I'll say something.
No pressure, but BPAC, we have to represent.
You're right, Madam President. All right. All right. First of all, trustees, good evening. My name is Fernando Montanez. I am the current chair of the Daly City Recreation Services Commission. So, courtesy visit from your sibling commission. I just wanted to congratulate, I want to say current colleague still, Christina Luna, for transferring over to our next door neighbors over here at the library. Her 8 years of service is testament on how we are doing as a commission and as a department. All the cultural special celebrations, she had her hands on a lot of them with her help and with her expertise. And as a rookie commissioner, she really was a mentor to us, to me, and to my other colleagues. And so not only is she bringing experience, she is bringing warmth and gratitude and very welcoming leadership to the board. So I'm very excited for everyone and for my ate, my big sister. And also congratulations, to Trustee Powell for reappointment. And it's a pleasure to meet you also. President Rachel, you and I work at BPAC, so it's always a pleasure to see you. And Dr. Lex, I see you a lot in all of the city events. So once again, pleasure to see you. And Chella, I think that the Department of Recreation Services and the library, we have a special bond. I consider us the heart and soul of the city because we're just having fun. And we're serving the community having fun. And so as a recreation commission, I just want to say, looking forward for some collaborations and partnerships along the way. If there's any ideas and any opportunities, happy to talk about that too. So thank you.
Do we have any other comments from the public? Okay, we will move on to the director's report with the updated library card policy.
Absolutely. So at our last meeting, we took a look at some updates to our library card policy. And the direction was, it was approved as amended, and the direction was to bring it back to this meeting here. And I just wanted to highlight, we had some more changes because they're living documents evolving. I made a couple of changes. None of them are substantive, but we just updated to have non-gendered language. And then Dr. Lex has always had some really good ideas for improving the clarity and the elegance of the wording. And so you have a document before you that highlights the other proposed changes. So if we could review that and maybe see about approving these additional changes.
It looks good. Quick question, although I'm sure we've put this to bed. On the verifications of address, do you accept things like, I know it's old school, but magazines or things that would have your name?
Things that went to your address?
Yes.
Yes. As long as it's not just, junk mail, bulk mail, but yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
Even a postcard from a faraway land.
That's right. Whatever we can come up with. Does anybody else have any comments to this?
Do we need to do anything in addition to make this formal, Shayla?
I think because there were more than just the couple of wording changes, maybe we could go ahead and, if you want to vote on approving it as amended.
Do we want to do a motion to approve that? Okay,
think so.
I'd like to move that we accept the new library card policy as amended.
Great. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Oh, I guess we all said aye. Okay, motion approved.
Thank you guys so much. It's, I think it's good to take a look at all of our policies on a somewhat regular basis. And even if we don't, in this case, we added something that had come up with a digital ID, but also just, improving the wording and making things more modern.
Yeah. Next up, we have the radon gas monitors in the Library of Things collection. Ooh.
I brought show and tell because I think
Fancy.
that's more fun. So we were contacted by the California Department of Health. They have a small, department within there that handles radon, which is of course a health hazard. And so they have actually provided us at no cost these digital EcoBlue radon gas monitors. So we have added them to our Library of Things. Most of our Library of Things tend to be more of the recreational nature or, educational. But we do have some more practical home type things. We do have home energy toolkits that include, a digital thermometer where you can check for places where you're losing heat or on a day like today where you're gaining heat. Things like that. So this would kind of fall more in line with something like that. They're going to be, or they are available at all of our libraries to anyone who'd like to check one out. This is, more of a life and safety thing than our usual items in our Library of Things. So we do, really emphasize, there's a disclaimer included in the box that this is for informational use and that we're not able to guarantee the accuracy. We're not calibrating the unit or anything like that. But it does also include a link to some information directly from the Department of Health about radon, because I find that not everyone is aware that this is a hazard. This particular area, per the Department of Public Health's website, does not have a high likelihood of higher unhealthy levels of radon, but that doesn't mean that, it doesn't exist in pockets. So this is a nice way that you can borrow one of these. You can find out if there are any issues in your home without having to make any investment or, purchase something that you don't know if you need or not. So we're happy to add it. It seems a little bit, it's something a little unusual and out of the way. But I think that we'll see our Library of Things kind of grow in different directions. So.
Is there just going to be one of them, or did we?
There's 2 at each of our 4 locations, so 8
Gotcha.
total. So you turn it on, and it has, as I mentioned, information included in the box as well as a link to further information online. I had the EPA also provide some information about radon. It's something that if you do have it in higher quantities under your home, over time it's really detrimental to your health. So it would be good if people discovered it earlier rather than later.
Wow, fascinating. I knew nothing about it, embarrassed to say.
I think that this was a really effective way for the Department of Public Health to get the word out.
Is DPH providing that at all California libraries?
Yeah, they were offering them. The offer went out. I don't know exactly to whom, but I believe it was probably all the libraries, because I know some of our neighboring libraries also have already added them.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Does anyone have any comments about that?
You can come into the library and check one out.
Yeah, might need to. Moving right along to wheelchair charging stations.
This is another this is another show and tell item. This was not free. This is something that the library has purchased. We don't get inundated with requests for this, but we did get an inquiry at one of our locations, and I realized that this is something that would not be too difficult to add. Where, as you know, we're working on accessibility specifically at our main library, which was built in 1975, and so adding something like this that is set up to charge an electric wheelchair will allow us to just to be that much more useful for people. Because when you're reliant upon a mobility device that needs to be recharged, you're essentially, and if you have to go home, you're tethered, and it's very limiting for people in their lives. And so we want people to have more access and more freedom. So we are in the process of finding suitable locations. It requires power, which at some of our locations, there's not as many outlets as you'd think. It requires, the ability, the turning radius of 60 inches, which is pretty substantial. And then we'll need to make sure the height is appropriate as well. So we're mindful of all the ADA requirements for it.
And this will be featured in all the Daly City libraries?
That is my goal, is to, we're starting with one, but my goal is to get them everywhere.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a great feature.
So is the sign displayed on the exterior of the library or just at the station where the device is present?
It'll go above the station, but we'll add this information. We'll advertise it, obviously, and we'll add this information on our website. And I might also, once we have that in place, obviously, reach out to some advocacy groups as well, just to make sure they know that we have that.
And can it be moved, or is it going to be a stationary place where?
That is the question. So the idea behind it is that it would be stationary, that it would be in a convenient location. However, if there are some library locations where we're not able to find something, because the 60 inches is, for a smaller library, is a little more of a challenge. I did find I have a TV stand that is absolutely perfectly aligned with the mounting on this unit here. It was remarkable. Yeah. So that will give us the ability to have something that's more mobile, which I think the downside of that is it's not an established thing that people know about necessarily. People won't see it as it won't be as prominent, but on the other hand, it will be more flexible, and somebody could, choose to charge while they're doing something else in the library in a different part of the library. So there are pros and cons.
Exciting.
Yeah.
Next up, we have facilities updates.
So it's been a little while, and I just wanted to provide you with an update. As you'll recall, we are working on our energy efficiency and accessibility upgrades at our Ceremony Main Library, which was slated to be completed already, is not completed. So we're working on getting an updated timeline, and we've got some information. Key things that are still in process, and is the lighting. Most of the lighting has been installed, but the staff were concerned that the level needed to be higher in certain specific areas. So we'll be adding a few additional lighting fixtures, and then once that's done, they'll be putting in the lighting controls. There's also a few things left to do, very unglamorous things related to the sprinklers. We replaced all of our fire sprinklers. That was a big one. So there's a few things left to do with that. And then critical for me and my plans for having programs, they are working on framing downstairs. So where the elevator comes down, which is across from where the beautiful mural will be, they're framing out the elevator shaft, and then they're going to be installing the walls that would make the community room, because the community room doesn't have any walls right now, making it absolutely not a room. So we couldn't use it for any purpose at this time. So we're looking forward to that. They are on track to complete that by the end of April. We won't have a working elevator, but we will once again have a community room. And that's really important for us in the library because we're looking forward to when we have our summer reading program, we use that room to do a lot of the programs for kids. So we will be able to do that because we weren't able to do that last year, and it really put a kink in our style. So we're happy that that's going to happen. The elevator itself, it looks like it's it has to be ordered still. So I think we're at least looking at probably late summer at the earliest for that. So the community room won't be fully, available, all the community groups that use it until after we have that in place. But we'll be able to do the library programming in there. So I'm happy about that. And then I know some of you are frequent visitors to Westlake. I have been assured we are confident that we no longer have a leaking roof. So it's been a while. And so now with that confidence, we should be going forward and removing the signs of prior leaking, which is there's a bunch of leak diverters and buckets. And so those should be gone this week. I'm not sure exactly when they'll be able to get somebody in. They're going to bring in a contractor to replace the missing ceiling tiles. But the worst of it, the most aesthetically offensive parts of it should be gone this week. And then I don't know if any of you are regulars over at our John Daly Library, but we're having some issues with our lights. And so that is also something that is in process. They are trying to track down the cause of it's a flicker, a pretty substantial flicker. They're still working to track down the cause, but either way, there is a plan in place. There's even the design process has been completed to simply replace them. So that is what's going on. And I had nothing to say about Bayshore because it's just beautiful and in excellent shape. Oh, you know what I can say? I don't, if you've been at ceremony recently, we had to replace our self-checkout machines. They run on Windows, and at some point they have to be updated for security reasons. And so we started with ceremony to work out all the kinks, and now we have a new one over at John Daly. And so shortly you should see them at Bayshore and at Westlake as well. So exciting things. I think we bought those in 2016, so it's not a thing we do often. So that was my facility update. Are there any questions about any of it?
No, but thanks for all the many updates, Charla.
Absolutely.
Next up, we have the trustees report, the DCPLA Library Board collaboration on community-driven giving.
So I left this on the agenda just because we've been keeping it there. But at our last meeting, the direction was to wind this up at the end of this current month. So I've let all the staff know. So they will be pulling those in at that point. We're going to try and get as many as we can. I've been bringing them to any outreach and also trying to emphasize that if someone has an idea, that they don't need to fill out the whole survey. They could just fill out the part where they have the idea. So there were a lot. I did observe a lot of the ideas are related to Library of Things.
Did we get many from the luncheon? Did anybody fill out?
People were very busy and otherwise.
They had to give money.
Yes.
The more important thing.
Yes, they did do that.
Money, prizes,
Yes.
raffles.
Yeah, in retrospect, we should have mentioned that and encouraged people to fill it out or at least take it home and then return it to a library. But, in any case, we'll look forward to hearing the results at the next meeting.
Yes, I will have them for you at the next meeting.
And the next item is library funding.
I can talk about this a little bit. As was mentioned earlier, I was asked to step in for Clayton Koo to make a report on our joint effort to present a funding measure to the community in the future. The thing that had been slowing us down was arranging for a meeting with the city council. Their schedules are very busy, and we've had several on the books that were canceled. But I'm happy to report that we now have a Zoom meeting scheduled for this Friday, the 27th, at 9:30 in the morning. And as far as I know, everyone on the committee will be able to attend. We're also trying to, under the direction of Clayton Koo, who I can't compliment enough for his leadership in this effort, we're working to have a pre-meeting of our committee members to review our priorities and to organize our thoughts so that when we meet with the Vice Mayor and Councilwoman Manalo, we'll be able to present a coherent request for their cooperation and collaboration and support going forward. And I'll just pass along to the people who are not there the speech that I made on behalf of Mr. Koo. And that concludes my report unless there are any questions.
No, but that was a great speech, and I'm glad that you were able to speak about that at the luncheon.
Thank you.
And anybody else have anything for Dr. Lex? So we'll move on to my favorite item on the agenda, not biased at all, library field trips. So since nobody pretty much was here last month, I started with Seattle Public Libraries, and it was a presentation kind of showing what other libraries are doing and things that we may want to consider. So I call this one Santa Clara City Library, not to be confused with Santa Clara County. And I asked all three library branches all sorts of questions. I think they were just floored with what is going on in Daly City. I tried to encourage them to come here for the meeting. That did not go over very well. Nobody wanted to drive down this way. Can't say I blame them. So Santa Clara City, just a really short bit about them. There's three libraries, the north side, which is kind of the mid-size. That's closest to where I work, which is near Levi Stadium for anyone that ever goes down that way. There's a very small Mission Branch Library, which is celebrating, I believe it's 75 years, if I'm correct, which is kind of sweet, kind of downtown. And then you've got the Central Park Library, which is massive. It puts most of our libraries to shame, I hate to say it. And the difference is here we kind of have I forgot how they described it, kind of a consortium of libraries. So you have San Mateo County, you can get one card checkout from everywhere. Santa Clara City, not so much. You have a library card for, like, city will have one, county will have one, Sunnyvale will have one, San Jose will have one. Pretty much each area has their own library card, and they operate as individuals. You cannot return Santa Clara City to Santa Clara County. Nobody understands anything. Like, you can't even I was like, well, I already returned city library books to county. And they were like, oh, you're not supposed to do that. Well,
Probably
it was
send them
way
back.
too confusing. So do we have another slide? So the first up, we have the North Side branch. And some of the cool things were they do this kind of this color-coded thing for books for kids. So you kind of know what the appropriate reading age. I thought that was pretty cool. Just a little guideline of what ages are great for. The picture, the second picture middle, that's for Women's History Month. And that's all a bunch of authors by women. And I just liked, it's a very colorful library. It is so brightly lit. It's pretty beautiful, not just because it's the one closest to me. And So the other thing that's cool about them is I have this little thing, and I was going to take more. Seed Saving 101. Their big thing is about seeds. Each library kind of has their own thing of what makes them unique. This branch, Northside, started like this big seed thing where you can go in and check out seeds and you plant them. And it was pretty cool. So I was trying to do this really young girl. She's probably 10 and probably baffled by all my questions. But I said, do you do this? Does it work? Clearly, I don't plant anything. And she was trying to decide which seeds she wanted. And I was trying to tell her which ones she should take. And I was like, oregano, I bet that's good. And she went with spinach. So I clearly failed in life at this, but I really like the idea of it. That's the middle picture. I love the Dolly Parton thing about just inspiring kids to read. And then the book hospital I thought was so unique and cute. If you rip a book or if you tear something, I love the idea of that. Maybe it's something that we can have. We can give credit to them. Yeah. But so that was about Santa Clara. Let me see if I missed anything else. Yeah. Oh, and they do a scavenger hunt in the library to get kind of kids interested in the library. They have one, and I thought that was kind of a cool idea. Okay. This is a small little Mission Branch library. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 70 years that they are celebrating. It's the smallest library, but I think it's one of the cooler ones. They have the largest Ukrainian collection in, I believe it's all of California.
Interesting.
They also have Ukrainian story time. And super unique. I have a coworker who's Ukrainian, and she didn't even know about this, but she said this must be the coolest thing ever. Nice. To have a Ukrainian story time for the kids. It's just, to me, that was pretty cool. They also do a scavenger hunt in the library. And they also do books in Spanish. And they were one of the first libraries down that way to offer that. And some of this started during COVID when people were coming in. And then this was my favorite thing about the library there is they have two really cool book clubs that are called the Unbook Club. And one is about romance books, and the other is sci-fi and fantasy. And the reason they are called the Unbook Club is because you don't read a book together. Everybody reads their own books. You get together, I think it's monthly, and you talk about what you liked, what you didn't like, why you hated it, why you loved it. And it's really encouraging, I guess, I was talking to the librarian who started it, and she was saying she doesn't like anything that anybody ever recommends. So she started the book club, and I was like, oh, woman after my own heart. I'm now joining the book club. Nice. I didn't think I'd be going to these libraries and changing everything, but I have. So, yeah, that's the Mission Branch. And now we're at the main branch, which is Central Park Library. This library is huge. It's 2 floors. It's got a massive graphic novel collection. That's just a part of it. They also have a section, you can kind of see it down there on the lower one with early California, on local history. It is the largest collection in the Bay Area, could be in all of California, for local history and heritage of this area. They have really old newspapers, old yearbooks. They have a genealogy department that if you want to track the lineage, you can make appointments with the genealogy department. Apparently, super unique. It's one of the only places to have anything like this. They say if you want to learn about family, it's the library to go to, which I found pretty impressive. They also have one of the largest video game collections. Can't be surprised, we're talking about Santa Clara, heart of everything. They do a pretty cool collection maker space, kind of like everyone else's, the Big Idea thing. It's probably going to be bigger than everybody else's, but what do you expect? They also do scavenger hunt. They do comic book club for kids. they do adopt a shelf for the teens where you can adopt your own bookshelf. It's pretty much where the red little dog is back there. I forgot. Is that Clifford the big red dog? Probably. So there's just a lot that they're doing a read with pets. I guess you can bring your pet to the library, which if you have a pet, I thought that was pretty cool. The last one, the bottom corner, is part of the genealogy department where you go for that area. Teens can teach and submit proposals. They're very encouraging of getting teens and kids involved. And they do this really massive program calendar. And they just advertise everything and it's all three of the libraries. So you have reading with pets, Ukrainian family time for the youth and family. And then you have things like they have a telephone line where you can call in and they will read a book to you. And I asked if it's like if adults can do it, and she said, yeah, but it's going to be a kid's book. But she said it's the coolest thing ever that I'm kind of tempted to call in and see what somebody can read to me. They do an offsite, a nature journaling with the local artist, and they do a library tour, which I'm kind of excited about. Since I work down there, I'm like, I might as well take advantage of this. So they have this really cool behind the shelves library tours if you want to see this. I can't imagine this would be helpful for most libraries just because most of our libraries are not this big. But apparently they say it's a pretty cool thing. And then lastly, Comic-Con. I feel like this is Santa Clara in its finest is they have a massive Comic-Con collection and they do Comic-Con Day and it's pretty cool. I mean, not just because I'm down there, but it's there's a lot of different things going on there. And I really like this Read in 2026. I did look at it to see, and it's kind of a challenge to get you to read all sorts of books from, it could be about different authors or an African-American author during a certain month or women authors or an author that writes this. But it's really trying to get you to read 26 different books for 2026. And I signed up for it already, of course, because why not? And I think that pretty much covers everything. I don't know if anyone has any questions, comments.
President Goodman, my comment is thank you for going out and visiting the libraries across our county, for that matter, across the West Coast. It's always interesting. I love what you bring back. It, I'm sure, stimulates our thinking and, gives us both something to aspire to as well as, a base of ideas to build on. So thank you.
You're very welcome. And really quickly, I was telling Shayla from last week, I have an update to Seattle Public Libraries, just because I think this is so cool. And if anyone is interested, I would be glad to share this link. They are doing a new thing for, I think this month-ish, for 90s library materials. So books that were written in the 90s, and I mean, it's pretty much everything that you might expect, but there was a lot that I didn't. There was a lot very specific to Seattle, whether it was the grunge scene or something like that. And then if you read, I think it's like 5 or 10 books, you get a free slice of pizza from the local pizza place that's a sponsor.
That's pretty cool.
And I thought in my wildest dreams, I was like, oh, what pizza places do we have here and who can I get to sponsor us to read books from the 90s? But I like the idea, and there were some books that, like Bridget Jones' Diary, just stuff that we used to come across and probably on a shelf somewhere for a lot of us, and yeah. And that is all I have.
Nice.
And next up we have, oh, go on.
I want to report on a field trip in a sense
Oh,
that I didn't take, but my wife did this afternoon. A friend recommended a book to her. I helped her look it up in PLS, and we don't have it in the collection. It's not in the county. So I said, why don't you go down to the library and tell them, express your interest in this book? And she did. And they gave her a flyer about the Zip Book Service.
Oh, yeah.
Shayla has mentioned this before, but I thought it was worth bringing up again. It's available in the Daly City Public Libraries. If a book is not in the collection, it can be requested, both books and audiobooks, and they're sent directly to your home address by Amazon. When you're finished reading the book, you just return it to your local branch. You have to be a resident of Daly City, Colma, or Broadmoor to participate, but the program is free to use. So Zip Books is a great way to expand our collection as well as have access to the books that you only are interested in. This is a brand-new book, so I just think it hasn't gotten out yet. But in any case, I wanted to compliment the staff at Westlake and, the staff in general for having this service available.
Is this different than requesting a book?
So it's a grant-funded project. This is, I think, our third year with it. It is a little bit different than requesting a book. If you went to request a book, we'd probably say, have you heard about Zip Books? You can still request a book, but then that's going to go through our process. It's going to be looked at, and if we order it, we'll ask you if you'd like a hold, but it's going to take a lot longer. The whole point of this is that it should be a quick turnaround. As long as it meets our criteria, you get it much faster, and then it benefits the community and the library because we received a request for a book, and we're adding a book that I know at least one person really wanted. So it's a nice service to be able to offer.
And it includes audiobooks, I see, as well. Is there any limitation, since I'm always requesting things and I'm denied, I would say 3/4 of the time
for a purchase request?
Yeah, a lot of times it's just
Sure.
like it's not in circulation or it would cost a fortune to get that. And I probably know from looking on Amazon, like you can kind of see pricing.
Yeah. So the limit is that you would have at any given time no more than 2 zip book items at home. But yeah, otherwise feel free to, that you can go through our website and fill out the form to place a request in our cataloger. We'll look at it and check to make sure that it meets the requirements of the grant and of the service. And let you know
Nice.
either way. You'll hear back either way.
I love it. Do we have any other announcements and communications?
I had a few upcoming programs that I wanted to mention, if that's okay.
Perfect.
Oh, there it is. So we're doing a couple of film screenings. This first one is coming up this Friday. For those of you who know John Goodwin, DCPLA board member and former Colma town mayor. He is really the person making this all possible, but we're going to have a screening of Kintsukuru, and the filmmaker will also be there to talk about it. We had actually wanted to do this as part of an upcoming West Coast-wide program, which is One Book, One Coast. This is something that was initiated by the Los Angeles Public Library, and they have managed to get libraries all the way up the West Coast involved, as even the really big ones, obviously San Francisco, Seattle, I think. So the subject of that one book is going to be George Takei's book. They called Us Enemy. It's a graphic novel, and so we were looking to do programming around the themes of that book, and the filmmaker was only available now, so we're doing it a little bit before we're starting that program, but I think it's still worth it. I've heard it. I actually have not seen this film, but I've heard it's really moving, and I will be there. It's going to be taking place at the Colma Community Center. And then the second movie is called Daly City. It's a good name for a movie, right? And it is, as far the filmmaker will be there, and he did a lot of the filming around Daly City. It's a lot of the themes. This is part of our, we have a peninsula-wide grant for programs that are community building, that bring people together, and that promote cross-cultural understanding. And I think that this one absolutely fits that. The film talks about, or deals with an Indonesian boy and his mother who through a series of mishaps, bring Chinese takeout to a church potluck and pretend it's their traditional family dish. And it's just about fitting in and the immigrant experience. And I'm looking forward to that one. This one will be taking place, fingers crossed, in the community room. So that one's not till May 4th.
Can I comment on that one? I saw the movie already as I was a screener for, both SF Film and Sebastopol documentary. I can't remember which one I saw. Is that probably SF Film? It's incredible. It's cute. It's really funny. It's so well written, and the storyline is pretty ridiculous about how they're trying to sell this food, but it's worth checking out if you're free.
Oh, thank you so much. That's great to hear. And the beauty of being able to do this screening as part of this grant program is that it's gonna be a food and film program. So there will be food. Yes. So those are coming up. One coming up sooner than the other, obviously, this Friday. And then a couple of other things I thought might be of interest. We have a poetry event. It's going to be National Poetry Month. It's taking place at the Westlake Library. So we have a specialist coming in to do what she's calling junk poetry. And then this is part of another larger program. This is called PLCAF, which is the Peninsula Libraries Comic Arts Fest. And so you'll find around this time of year, a lot of the libraries doing programming related to comic arts. And this is one of ours. And we have an author who wrote a book about Snoopy, who's going to be at the John Daly Library on April 23rd. I think that might be it. Yeah. Well, and then just another shout out about the upcoming Youth Poet Laureate commencement event. So those were my announcements.
That's awesome. I'm excited for a lot of this. I have one very quick announcement. I just want to say a special thank you to Angela, because when I was moving, I was at the B of A so many times, and I kept saying, "Hey, where's Angela?" And they were like, Angela? And I said, yeah. I said, she was on the Daly City Library Commission. And I think people were surprised, so I hope I didn't drop any secrets. And then I just kept saying, when is she coming in? When is she coming in? And then I was there again. I must have been there 3 to 5 times. And then she was finally there, and I said, please come back. We were down to 3 people that time. I said, it's not guilt, except it's totally guilt that we need you on hand, just in case. So I really appreciate that you're back.
Thank you for coming by.
Anytime.
I just have a question. I assume, Chayla, these pins are from you.
They are actually from the city manager, but yes, I brought them to you.
Okay, well, you're conveying them.
You had admired the one I was wearing at the last meeting,
did.
and I thought, you should have pins.
Is it the same pin that you're wearing?
It's the current pin, whatever that is, the design that is the current pin, yes. I'm not sure which one I was wearing. There's been a few. I mean, it's the same design, but sometimes the blue part is different.
Different iterations.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. And thanks to the city manager.
Yes.
And I guess we are onto the agenda building for next meeting, if anyone has anything they would like added.
Well, obviously, we're going to have the DCPLA Library Board
Yeah.
collaboration on community-driven giving and report on library funding. And I hope we have library field trips again.
We will. I have to figure out where I'm going to go next. Maybe I'll go up to Marin and see my parents. That doesn't sound quite right, but
The East Bay is, pretty big too.
that's true.
Yeah.
But there's a good reason for me to go up to Novato. So I've heard that there's a really cool branch in Millbrae that's like kind of in the trees. It is beautiful. I don't know if you know that one. It might be a sequoia. But it's literally nestled in the trees. So a friend told me I need to go there. So
Okay.
and then I have one thing that came up that somebody kindly, I will not name names, but I will just say he used to be on the board a long time ago. And he said, do you guys have monthly reports with like circulation numbers and just all
a lot.
different kind of stats? You may know who it is. I can tell you, but I said no. But that would be kind of cool. Is that something that is still done?
So
Would
we
people
do
be
track
interested?
our stacks. There are stats very regularly. We do an annual report to the state, but I mean we don't collate them, but we could certainly.
So you guys don't do monthly.
No, I believe
Maybe that was
one
from
of
a
my
long time
predecessors
ago.
did that. But if that's something that you're interested in seeing,
I mean, it could be
I
interesting.
think it was
circulation
like
numbers. Or,
circulation, and then same month last year, and that sort of.
I mean, it could be interesting.
Oh well, I can bring
I'd
in
be
a draft.
curious since I can't be the only. I know I'm not the only person who goes to the library since I go to enough of them and I see fellow library lovers.
I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
That's all
I
I
will do
have. Does anybody else have anything?
Yes, congratulations to our two new
Yes.
Board of Trustees members.
Yeah, welcome, Christina.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you for having me. I'm looking forward to working with all of you and also learning about library everything. And so thank you guys so much for having me. And I'm looking forward to bringing the spirit that I had at Recreation into library. So thank you.
And I might as well just go ahead and piggyback from Christina. I'm happy to be back. I've heard a lot of great things, a jam-packed agenda today, right? Discussing all things, and so it's a lot to absorb as we move forward with a full board. There will be more ideas, more collaboration, more things that will better the libraries and our community. So thank you.
And with that,
Move to adjourn.
yep. Is there a motion? And the meeting is adjourned.